You don't get what you want. You get what you are. That is the rule most people ignore, and it is the reason most people stay stuck. People chase money. They chase status. They chase success. But the Stoics chased something very different. They chased control over their own minds. And because of that, many of them gained influence, wealth, and respect without begging the world for it. This is the part no one talks about. Stoicism is often shown as cold, emotionless thinking. But in reality, it was the mental framework used by some of the most powerful men in history. Marcus Aurelius ruled the most powerful empire on earth, yet he wrote private notes, reminding himself to stay humble, disciplined, and calm. Seneca became extremely wealthy, not because he worshipped money, but because he mastered restraint and strategy. Epictetus was born a slave, owned by another man, yet his ideas later shaped leaders and kings. That contrast is powerful. A slave influencing emperors. An emperor writing about self-control like a student. A wealthy advisor warning against greed while managing fortunes. This philosophy was never about chasing success. It was about becoming the type of person success cannot avoid. Most people today focus on techniques. They search for shortcuts. They look for hacks. Stoicism takes the opposite road. It changes the foundation. It shapes identity, and identity shapes action. Action shapes results. These 20 Stoic rules you are about to hear are not motivational quotes. They are mental laws. They train you to think clearly when others panic. They train you to stay disciplined when others quit. They train you to see opportunity inside difficulty. When your mindset changes, your decisions change. When your decisions change, your life begins to move in a different direction. This is not magic. It is alignment. The Stoics believed that a person who controls their reactions controls their future. While others complain about the market, the economy, bad luck, unfair treatment, the Stoic asks one question: what is in my control right now? That single shift creates power, and power, when used correctly, creates wealth and success. There is also a lesser-known truth about Stoicism. It was not passive. It was not weak. Roman leaders studied it before war. Politicians used it to survive betrayal. Businessmen applied its principles to manage risk and pressure. Stoicism teaches emotional discipline, strategic patience, and long-term thinking. These are the exact qualities required to build wealth. Quick emotion destroys opportunity. Impulse decisions destroy investments. Ego destroys partnerships. The Stoic approach removes these weaknesses. It builds internal stability, and stability creates consistent progress. That is why this philosophy still survives thousands of years later, not because it sounds poetic, but because it works. In this video, you will learn 20 Stoic rules that shape character, sharpen focus, and attract real-world results. You will understand why detachment increases performance, why accepting reality gives you an unfair advantage, why voluntary discomfort builds mental strength, why silence can create leverage, why discipline beats motivation every single time. Each rule connects directly to success and wealth, not in a loud or flashy way, but in a deep structural way. By the end of this video, you will see that manifestation is not about wishing. It is about becoming. It is about training your thoughts so your actions become precise. It is about removing emotional chaos so your energy moves in one direction. And when your energy moves in one direction long enough, results follow. Stay until the end, because the final rule ties everything together. It reveals the hidden core behind all 20 principles. Without it, the rules feel separate. With it, they become a system that changes how you respond to failure, how you respond to pressure, how you respond to opportunity. Most people stop halfway through transformation. They apply one or two ideas and quit. But real change comes from stacking principles together. layer by layer, decision by decision. That is when momentum begins. That is when confidence becomes natural. That is when reality starts reacting differently to you. This is not about becoming emotionless. It is about becoming unshakable. It is not about rejecting wealth. It is about no longer being controlled by the desire for it. When you stop chasing desperately, you start building strategically. When you stop reacting emotionally, you start responding intelligently. And when you build yourself into someone disciplined, calm, and focused, opportunities begin to trust you. Wealth begins to trust you. Responsibility begins to find you. That is the Stoic path to success. If you are ready to stop chasing and start becoming, then this video is for you. These 20 rules can reshape the way you think, work, and move through life. Watch carefully. Apply slowly. Think deeply. And if you value timeless wisdom that builds real power, welcome to our channel. Subscribe now and join us as we master the mind and build a life of strength, discipline, and success together. Stoicism is not about being cold. It is not about killing feelings or pretending nothing hurts. It is about mastering yourself so your feelings do not master you. The Stoics understood a simple chain reaction. Thoughts create actions. Actions create results. If your thoughts are weak, your actions will be weak. If your actions are weak, your results will be weak. But if your thoughts are sharp and disciplined, your actions become focused. Focused actions create consistent results, and consistent results build wealth and success over time. This is why Stoicism works. It fixes the root instead of decorating the surface. Wealth is not chased. It becomes a byproduct of strong character. Success is not forced. It becomes a side effect of controlled thinking. Here are the 20 rules. Rule number 1 is control what you can. This sounds simple, but most people fail here. They waste energy on things outside their control: the economy, other people's opinions, competitors, luck. The Stoic draws a hard line. If it is not in my control, it does not deserve my emotional energy. Your thoughts, your effort, your preparation, your discipline, these are in your control. When you focus only on these, your energy becomes concentrated. Scattered energy creates stress. Concentrated energy creates power, and power, used daily, produces results. In business and in life, the person who controls their effort, instead of complaining about conditions, always moves forward faster. Rule number 2 is kill instant gratification. The modern world trains people to want everything now. Quick money, quick fame, quick results. The Stoic mind rejects this trap. Discipline builds power because it teaches you to delay pleasure. When you delay pleasure, you make better decisions. You save instead of overspending. You invest instead of gambling. You build instead of showing off. Power builds wealth because it creates stability. A person who can control desire can control spending. A person who can control spending can control investing. And a person who can control investing can grow wealth steadily over time. Rule number 3 is master your emotions. Emotional people lose money. Calm people make decisions. Fear causes panic. Selling, greed causes reckless risk. Anger destroys partnerships. Jealousy destroys focus. The Stoic does not ignore emotion. He studies it. He pauses before reacting. He creates space between feeling and action. In that space lies intelligence. When you respond instead of react, you reduce mistakes. In competitive environments, the calm person has the advantage. While others panic, the Stoic analyzes. While others argue, the Stoic calculates. That emotional control becomes a financial advantage. Rule number 4 is focus on long-term thinking. Stoics think in decades, not days. Most people quit because they expect fast rewards. They judge progress too early. They plant a seed and dig it up the next week to check growth. Long-term thinking changes behavior. You make choices that your future self will respect. You build skills patiently. You build reputation slowly. You accept slow growth because you understand compound effect. Wealth is rarely built in one moment. It is built through consistent action repeated for years. When you think in decades, short-term noise stops distracting you. Rule number 5 is accept reality fast. Denial wastes time. Acceptance creates strategy. When something goes wrong, many people complain first. They argue with facts. They blame others. The Stoic skips that stage. He accepts reality immediately. If the market shifts, he adapts. If a deal fails, he adjusts. If he makes a mistake, he corrects. Acceptance does not mean weakness. It means clarity. Clarity saves time, and saved time is opportunity. The faster you accept what is real, the faster you can design a solution. That speed creates advantage. Rule number 6 is build inner confidence. External validation is weak. Internal certainty is power. If your confidence depends on praise, you will hesitate when criticized. If your confidence depends on applause, you will fear silence. The Stoic builds confidence through preparation and self-respect. He keeps promises to himself. He completes difficult tasks. He proves to himself that he can endure discomfort. This creates a quiet strength. In business and leadership, quiet confidence attracts trust. People follow those who appear stable and certain. That stability opens doors. Rule number 7 is detach from outcomes. Work hard, release anxiety. Anxiety often comes from obsession with results. The Stoic focuses on process. He prepares fully, he executes fully, then he lets go of the result. This detachment reduces fear. Reduced fear improves performance. When you are not desperate, you think clearly. Desperation leads to over-promising, over-trading, overspending. Calm effort leads to steady growth. Ironically, when you stop clinging to results, your performance improves and results increase naturally. Rule number 8 is turn obstacles into advantage. Every problem carries leverage. The Stoic asks one question when facing difficulty: how can this serve me? Hard times build skill. Criticism builds awareness. Competition builds innovation. Pressure builds strength. Instead of seeing obstacles as walls, the Stoic sees them as weights in a gym. Resistance builds muscle. In business, challenges often reveal gaps in the market. In personal growth, failure reveals weaknesses that can be strengthened. The obstacle becomes training. Rule number 9 is speak less and observe more. Information is power. Most people talk too much. They reveal plans too early. They react too quickly. The Stoic listens. He studies behavior. He notices patterns. When you observe more, you gather data. Data improves decisions. In negotiations, silence creates advantage. In leadership, listening builds respect. Speaking less also protects you from careless words. Words can damage reputation. Careful observation protects it. Rule number 10 is practice voluntary discomfort. Train yourself to handle pressure. The Stoics practiced small hardships on purpose. Cold weather, simple food. Physical effort. This was not punishment. It was training. When you choose discomfort, you build resilience. When real hardship arrives, you are prepared. In modern life, voluntary discomfort might mean waking early, exercising daily, limiting luxury, or taking calculated risks. Comfort makes people fragile. Controlled discomfort makes them strong. Strong people perform better under pressure. And pressure is constant in the path to success. Rule number 11 is protect your reputation. Trust creates opportunities. Reputation is invisible wealth. It takes years to build and seconds to destroy. The Stoic guards his character carefully. He avoids dishonest shortcuts. He keeps his word. He stays consistent. In business, people invest in those they trust. Partnerships form around credibility. When your name carries weight, opportunities come to you. Protecting reputation is a long-term investment that pays compound interest. Rule number 12 is avoid drama. Drama drains energy. Arguments, gossip, unnecessary conflict. These consume mental focus. The Stoic stays above noise. He chooses peace over ego battles. Energy saved from drama can be used for productivity. In competitive environments, many fail not because of lack of skill, but because of emotional distractions. By avoiding drama, you protect your clarity. Clarity improves strategy. Rule number 13 is value time over money. Time is life. Money can return. Time cannot. The Stoic treats time as sacred. He avoids wasting hours on trivial matters. He invests time in learning, building, planning. When you respect time, you make better choices. You reduce procrastination. You increase productivity. Wealth grows when time is used wisely. Every successful person understands the value of focused hours. Rule number 14 is learn from criticism. Ego blocks growth. Criticism can feel uncomfortable, but hidden inside criticism is data. The Stoic filters emotion out and extracts information. If feedback is valid, he improves. If it is not, he ignores it calmly. This balanced approach prevents stagnation. Growth requires adjustment. Adjustment requires humility. Humility accelerates progress. Rule number 15 is choose discipline over motivation. Motivation fades. Systems stay. Waiting to feel inspired leads to inconsistency. The Stoic builds routines, daily habits, structured plans. Systems reduce reliance on mood. When actions become automatic, progress becomes steady. Wealth and success are products of repeated effort. Discipline guarantees repetition. Rule number 16 is build mental toughness. Hard times create unfair advantage. Many quit when challenges rise. The Stoic endures. Endurance creates separation. When others stop, you continue. Over time, that persistence compounds. Mental toughness allows you to survive downturns, rejection, setbacks. Survival keeps you in the game long enough to win. Rule number 17 is stay humble in success. Arrogance destroys empires. Success can create blindness. Overconfidence leads to careless risk. The Stoic remains grounded. He remembers that fortune can change. Humility keeps learning alive. It preserves relationships. It protects reputation. Long-term success requires steady balance, not emotional highs. Rule number 18 is prepare for loss. Gratitude increases focus. The Stoic reflects on impermanence. This reduces attachment. It increases appreciation. When you understand that things can disappear, you value them more. Gratitude sharpens focus. It reduces fear. Preparation for loss also creates resilience. If setbacks occur, you are not shocked. You are ready. Rule number 19 is take full responsibility. Blame kills power. When you blame others, you give away control. When you accept responsibility, you gain it back. Even if external factors play a role, your response is yours. Responsibility pushes growth. It forces improvement. It strengthens character. Rule number 20 is focus on becoming, not having. You attract what you become. If you become disciplined, opportunities respect you. If you become skilled, value follows you. If you become trustworthy, partnerships seek you. Chasing possessions without building character leads to temporary success. Building character first creates lasting success. Success is not random. It only looks random from the outside. When you study closely, you see patterns. You see discipline repeated daily. You see emotional control during chaos. You see patience when others rush. Wealth is not luck. Luck may open a door, but character decides who stays in the room. Stoicism is powerful because it rewires your internal operating system. It changes how you think under pressure. It changes how you react to failure. It changes how you handle praise, money, fear, and power. And when your internal system changes, your external results begin to shift. Opportunities start to look different. Problems start to feel smaller. Decisions become clearer. You stop chasing everything and start focusing on what truly matters. That focus builds momentum. That momentum builds confidence, and that confidence builds results. Most people try to control the outside world first. They try to force success. They try to manipulate outcomes. The Stoic does the opposite. He controls his mind. He controls his effort. He controls his standards. From that control comes stability. From stability comes strength. And from strength comes influence. Over time, this creates a quiet power that cannot be shaken by trends, opinions, or temporary setbacks. This is why Stoicism has survived for centuries. It builds people who cannot be easily broken, and unbreakable people eventually build unshakable success. The 20 rules you just learned are not quick tricks. They are principles. If you apply them daily, even imperfectly, you will notice a shift: less emotional chaos, more clarity, less fear, more action, less distraction, more progress. That internal shift is the beginning of everything. Because when you master your reactions, you master your direction. When you master your direction, you shape your future. Master yourself, and the world follows. If this message gave you value, make sure to like this video so more people can discover it. Subscribe to the channel for more timeless wisdom on discipline, mindset, and success. And share this video with someone who needs strength in their life right now. We are building a community focused on growth, power, and purpose. Stay with us and keep mastering your mind.